I'm live. Don't mind me. I'm just free food. Okay, welcome. Beans, guys, fitness, farm, and prepping. We're gonna do a short, little breakfast chat. I'm gonna do the quick, easy breakfast. I'm taking advantage of the cooking I did before. I have a pan full of bacon grease. So basically, I don't need to cook the bacon because I got all the grease I need to cook. And this was from the BLTs I made yesterday, which were very delicious. And we're soon eating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a potato in there, some mushrooms and eggs. So it's going to be a quick and easy breakfast. Hopefully I'm 5x5. It did take a while for my thing to start. So while we're waiting, Mix is like, I'm at the door, Dad. I said, I see you. It's nice out there. Enjoy yourself. Remember Cutco knives? Go see my buddy over there. I did go out and pick up new flowers for my walk in the forest yesterday. I don't know the wife if she realized they were due. The first time I did it, I got a, oh, you're so sweet. And then yesterday, nothing. Isn't that the way they are? Yes, nothing. So let's peel off the skin on here. Sometimes here I even got an area I'm going to have to take out. Dark areas sometimes become what's called a eye. And the eye is generally how you plant the next generation of potatoes. So one potato is not a lot of food, but I'm mixing with other foods, so I don't want to overdo it. So let me get the grease heating up. I'll start it at low. And what we'll do, we're going to talk about some of the things I have here for everybody to see. So I'll go over this a few times, but here is a picture my daughter did for me. This is my mom's graduation picture that she sketched for me that I had at her funeral when she passed away. So that one is pretty close to the heart here. Here's another drawing she did of Sitting Bull, which she's related to. My wife is Lakota Indian. Hurricane kit. So here is Always Ready American Red Cross 72-hour emergency food supply. Just add water, 32 servings. Made in the USA. Up to 25-year shelf life. I picked these up on a, I think it was Rabbit Coyote 69 that said, hey, these are in Walgreens for $15. So 72 hours of emergency food for that least amount of money was well worth it. It might even been cheaper than that, I'm not sure. And then I had to get this book, Duck and Cover. So basically, it's about what to do in case of a nuclear war. All right. Hey, Ethan, I am having potatoes, mushrooms, and eggs. Cooking them in the bacon grease from yesterday when I was making the BLTs. So it's a pretty easy meal for me to do. I don't have to sit there and have that time invested in cooking down the bacon. I got plenty of grease already for them to cook. So I figured I'd utilize it. Woo! Like I said, remember, buddy at Cutco Knives, Lucky O'Day. Very good product. I highly recommend it. Like the way it cuts, like the way it feels. You know, are there better knives out there? Yeah, they're probably more expensive. Cheaper knives out there? Yeah, they are. And I do carry cheaper ones too. I got a bunch of Chicago cutlery here. I don't ever throw knives away. And then we'll have the incredible edible eggs added to it, and a couple of the mushrooms that I bought last week. Or not last week, yesterday, actually. So welcome to the chat. Thanks for the thumbs up. This will probably be a shorter one because there's not going to be as much time now to spend cooking. So we did go and do a walk around the farm a little bit. Not a big walk, probably only about a mile. And I'll have that post on my Farms and channel. Good morning, Randy. And I rewatched Prepper Nation's live stream that I was on a couple days ago. I was trying to catch all the comments in that. Because, I did have some opinions, which, I usually don't hear here. And there were some people that didn't agree with my opinion, and that's great. That's what the world's all about. It's okay to disagree. Yeah, I'm going to try to cover some of the questions we didn't get to. So, but on health and nutrition, you want to eat food that you cook. Okay? Not the processed food. The less the food is processed, the healthier it is for you. I've been doing a lot of research on one was how they changed wheat, the hybrid wheat. By changing it, making it a hybrid, actually changed the type of nutrition that you're getting from that flour. And there are some people that saying that it's causing some of the health issues. It's causing some of the gluten issues and things like that. And I know when I make bread, I put weight on really fast. So I'm thinking, maybe I need to find a wheat that is not mutated, maybe a purebred wheat. I'm going to try to research that. So that was something that I learned by going out there. Okay, Ken, how we doing? Good morning. Another was on vegetable oil and seed oils. We were told that those were good for you. Come about, they're not. And actually the lard and the baking grease is healthier. All right, not that it's super healthy, but it doesn't have the same impact. So I'm really starting to learn more about the nutrition and how things have changed. So I have a rendition of my mom's graduation picture that my daughter did for me. I have the 72-hour survival ready to eat. Just a coyote told me this about like last year that they had them for to see how bad it is. My daughter's rendition. Now I just had to get this book, Duck and Cover, which came out during the Cold War. But I'm a firm believer of having a lot of keep good lights around and check the batteries every now and then. What can destroy a flashlight is when batteries go bad. Now they are made better than they used to be. I remember that used to be the death of a lot of our flashlights. We'd open them up and the batteries all came open and corroded. So we generally have these in many locations of the house. We even have some of the cheapies that you get at Harbor Freight. There we go. They were like $1. Sometimes you get them free. I always have those. And like I said, I picked up some more flowers when I was out in the woods yesterday for Mama. So let's bring the baking grease up just a little bit more. So what I did is I had a lot of grease left over from making the BLTs. I don't know if you can see that. And just going to use them cook breakfast today, so I don't really need to cook bacon. I'm going to have the flavor in there because of the grease. I got potatoes. I got mushrooms. Then I'll throw eggs, and that'll be breakfast. And it should be really good. And thanks for stopping in, everybody. Thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Got any questions? Pop them in chat. Garden looking good. Rebel, all cool. Small white tortillas. I use those instead of bread. Yeah, and I tried making some tortillas the other day. I got to go get lard. I used Crisco, vegetable oil instead, and what I got is it was more like a pie crust. So I need to go out and actually get the gruds. So Kobo, my gift is not getting tired or ever pain or headaches. Well, that's good. That's good. I filled up both baking grease containers. Yep. So I try to use it up as soon as I can. So, but yeah, I think the tortilla is the way to go once I get it down. My brother-in-law has it down, and I do have the recipe. It's just I had used something else instead, and they were tasty. But I'll try them again. We'll try it one more time. So, put the potatoes in. A good dose of fresh ground pepper and sea salt. Use regular salt, that's fine too. I let that cook longer, because it will take longer to cook. And what I'm trying to do is get covered with the grease so it fries up nice. Next thing I'll do is get the mushrooms out. And usually 3 mushrooms does the trick. I do want to use these up as fast as I can because they don't last forever. But if you put them in a brown paper bag, they last long. Than if you just leave them in the container they come in. Not quite sure why that match. From my daughter, she's very talented. I have lots of other books too. Let's get back in the chat. Tortillas keep longer than bread. Keep longer than bread. I buy them in bulk at Sam's. Now, we usually do buy them, but I want to get to where I can just make them. So, I might try that. I mean, you can wrap up meats in it and stuff like that, and it'd probably be better for me. Because, I mean, if I eat a lot of bread, I do start putting weight on, especially if I make it. Because I make bread, I am generous with the honey and the sugar. So it's a lot of calories and it's fresh. And eat those big thick slices and lots of butter. So interesting news is I had bought that Kerrygold Irish butter a couple of weeks ago, and I kind of like it. So I'm going to start buying more of it. And she calls me Uncle John, so I'll call her my niece, works at one of the places that produces that butter. So I thought that was pretty cool. Small world. When I was talking to my godson, that's his sister. He was telling me, yeah, she works for Kerrygold. I said, wait a minute, I just bought that. And even though it is more expensive, I will buy more of it. Now I do buy the stuff that's on sale in larger quantities for, cooking and baking, stuff like that. And, I just throw them in the freezer. I usually have quite a bit in storage. Irish cheese is good. I haven't had Irish cheese. I might have to look into it now. But I did get the butter. I'll probably pick up some more. next time I get a chance to actually go shopping early enough so I can get back home. I didn't have a good night last night. Stomach was upset. I think the sandwich meat I have at work, I'm going to have to toss and have to rethink what I'm going to eat. So I think I'll do is I'll stop at the store and I'll get some a little bit more healthy stuff, some potato salads and some celeries. Yeah, I didn't know Kerrygold made cheese as well. And that's another thing. Sassy Gal Prepping put something on her Instagram where, Bumblebee cans mini shrimp. I didn't know they did that. I can see that being kind of a cool thing to have, for have shrimp tacos, that way. So I'm going to be looking for that too. Now, she said it's been off the shelves for a long time, so it may be for a while. We'll have to see. But I'll get potatoes going and give another stir. Items there of interest, just to kind of add to the chat, some things to talk about. I don't remember who I was having the chat with. It might have been online or it might have just been talking to somebody directly, but they said they're saying something about Instagram, because I have the Instagram account of the same name. And I've got 800-900 subscribers there, and I'm going to start doing Miss Worm, anyone was having that chat. She said it is kind of went downhill. And I remember I went and tried TikTok for a little bit. And then I deleted off my phone. Because there were just there's just people just trolling, saying stupid stuff just to get clicks and stuff like that. There's one guy that's supposed to, he's such a genius in his own eyes. And I'm so glad he does, appreciate that. But he was doing on, guns. Well, you can't be armed 24/7, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, you can't. That's true. But if you're armed most of the time, that improves your odds. So what are you trying to say? We can't be armed all the time. I'll just get rid of your guns and become a victim and just lay over and die. Give me a break. All right. Some of us are armed more often than you think. All right. And one of the things I want to bring up is, even out here in the middle of nowhere, you still have to be alert. On one of my walks, I did talk about it as I was walking by her, there's a bunch of campers out there, and the one lady was out there with the weed eater, had the headphones on, jamming out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody within a quarter mile of her, if not further, and she was totally unaware that I had walked by her twice. I even stopped and sat there for a few minutes, and she was never aware I was there. That's a dangerous place to be. If you're unaware of your surroundings, you're placing yourself in danger. Predators will look for that. Predators go after those who are not paying attention. They tend to stay away from the alert person, even when they're in groups. When they're coming and the person turns around, they back off. They're just like jackals. So even when you are in the comfort of your home or the comfort of your property, you need to be aware of what your surroundings are. I only eat Kerrygold butter. I can understand that. I am going to invest more into that Kerrygold. You're never too old to learn. 60 years old, I found new butter that I like. And I tell you, I just was in the store and I seen it. It said pure Irish butter. And I said, let me try that. Maybe that'll be nice. Hey, Mama Jim, how we doing? Thanks for joining in. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. I appreciate it. I get the Troyer Amish butter sometimes. I haven't seen that. Because I prefer it without the olive oil. Yeah, if I'm going to get butter, I just want butter. I have olive oil here. So I don't need both. I know I tend to get tuna packed in olive oil. Yeah, and that's how I gain weight. Homemade bread. I'm good for if I make 2 loaves of bread, I'm going to put 5 pounds on it really quick. It's and I don't mind doing it. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Life is too short not to enjoy good food. And I'll probably be doing another making bread video, probably on one of these Sundays that I don't work. Although I do have time to do it in the morning. But somewhere in Texas, how we doing? Thanks for popping in. Long time no see. Thanks for popping in here. We're making potatoes, mushrooms, and eggs for breakfast, and I'm cooking in the bacon grease I had yesterday. Yeah, I know, boy. Sometimes you just got to have it. Life is too short not to enjoy good food at times. I just don't have it all the time. If I made it every week, I'd be 300 pounds. Easy. I know it. So I make bread about once every couple months. I'll make 2 loaves. It's just too good to pass up. And like I said, when I make it, I make it to taste good. Butter, honey, sugar. But you can make it with little to no sugar. I could. Not going to, though. Otherwise, why make it? I want boring bread. I can eat stuff I buy at the store. Well, the potatoes are getting really nice and cooked up. When you see them getting browned up on all 4 sides, let's see if you can see that. There we go. Then it's getting time to add the mushrooms. And soon after I add the mushrooms, then I add the eggs. I just crack the eggs and dump them in there. All vegetable coffee grounds and eggshells go in here, and I dump that in the garden. The garden is pretty well prepared for planting. I just gotta wait for the cold weather to go away. We had a freeze last night, so I did bring my pepper plants in. And we're supposed to have a freeze tonight too, so I'm just going to keep them in here for right now. There you go. Cornbread, I like that too. So I do a lot of. So the garden, I do have 6 potatoes planted. They haven't popped up yet, so I'm not worried about the freezes right yet. And I got 5 pepper plants to put out there. I got a bunch of tomatoes that I planted from seed that I'll be putting into the grow bags. And on the big plants, I'll probably only do 1 of each. Yeah, the onions, actually, I got onions popping up and carrots from last year. Because onions and carrots will survive the winter and then will come back up. So a lot of the carrots I didn't pick came back up, and I rototilled around them. And there's about 6, 7, maybe 8 onions out there I didn't pick that are coming back up. Yeah, you said you forgot to bring them, forgot to cover them up. That happens. When I got home last night, I pulled them in. So even they're under a covered deck, and the deck will keep it a little bit warmer. It got down to like 30 degrees, and I said, I'd just be upset with myself if I ended up killing all 5 of those plants after taking care of them all winter. Get bolted. I don't think peppers, but they can bolt. But yeah, hopefully you can tell the difference on that. Are you still raising quail if you can? Yeah. I used to have somebody that raised quail around here, but then he gave it up. It's a lot of work. I raised pheasants for about 3 years. But I figured it was just cheaper to buy them and release them for hunting season than for me to raise them. When I retire, That'll probably change. Or I'll probably get bees. Get me a beehive or two. Yeah, I'll probably go with raising pheasants, or not pheasants, but chickens and that. And you can mix pheasants and quail in with them. But then again, the wife and I also want to do some traveling, so, you know, the problem is if I start raising stuff, then we can't go on vacation because I don't really have anybody to take care of them. I actually had the cages working grow bags because I had 30-gallon ones. So they actually did work. Oh, looky this. Looky here. Hi, Banks. Hi there. Well, you're not bringing that inside here. You can have it. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, but you can have that. Well, Banks is bringing up an offering. We'll try something here. Might lose my signal temporarily. Well, hopefully I didn't destroy my signal. I say hopefully because I probably did. No, it looks like I'm still there. Good. Hey, Art Wellman, how we doing? So, yeah, when Binks gets tired of the food, she goes out and gets her own. But she wants to let you know she got it. But you think she's running in here with that mouse to eat. She is wrong. Not happening, kitty cat. Today's going to be 3 big eggs. Now, yesterday, I only had 2 eggs because I was making sandwiches. So a couple more of those special spices. The secret Scottish spices. And stir it up. Banks, you ain't coming in with that mouse. Not happening. They think she's coming in with that mouse. I don't think so. Just get it out there. She is a great mouser. You know, we can leave her when we go on vacation because she originally was a feral cat living off the land. Before she realized there was an easier way to doing this. And our joke is she's always picking herself in the butt. Why did I do this sooner? If you raise bees, I should look into that. Maybe I can do that too. Secret special Scottish spice. That's single malt scotch. Well, single malt scotches are good. Yep, she is. I'm a good hunter, Daddy. I'm providing. But the thing it is, she would jump in here with that mouse. And Mama's not a fan of that. Woo! I am good in the neighborhood. Yeah, good stuff. The only thing I need to add to it, I don't always have to. When I have more vegetables to put in there, I don't. When I have the green onions and the green peppers and all that other stuff, then I don't really add the steak sauce. But like I said, when I went to the store, their vegetables were in poor shape. And definitely was not something I was going to spend money on. No, not coming in, cat. She's making some noise. But she is slightly confused. And she thinks you're coming inside. She's still sitting at the door. Mouse. Come on, Dad, let me in. I got breakfast for you. Here's the new breakfast. So, yeah. Mouse was still alive. Oh, that had to have been. Yeah, I'm sure. I went in my mom's bedroom. She used to sleep late during the day, and I startled her just a little bit. I just hear her screaming, and then my cat blasting down the hallway. I'm like, what the heck's going on? So that cat was on me licking my nose. I said, oh, just being loving. Wow. Huh. That'd be a kind of a weird feeling. That mouse not happening. If you grow wheat, is it the hybrid wheat or the natural wheat? Oh, I asked that just because they said the hybrid wheat has been changed. Makes a lot to make a bushel. Only farm 113 acres in wheat. So I had the farmer, he farms on my land about 7 acres. And you write a check at the end of the year. Oh, that's so good. And of course, we're running more of them. The only advantage of not living close to town is it is about a 20-minute drive. Hurricane kit, 72-hour, last 25 years. Just in case things go south. Duck and cover. And I just show that a few times for people who come in later. So, Ark Wildman, I did go check my where my cedar trees are for mushrooms. There was none. Of course, it's up in higher ground. Good morning, Christopher. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. John was bringing up something about foraging and preparation on his channel this morning. And if you want to know about some foraging, Ark Wildman Survival, there's a lot of videos on that. So if you do want to know about foraging out in the woods for things that are edible, then you may want to subscribe to Ark Wildman Survival. And he does cover that quite a few times. Nope, she ate the mouse. This is so good. I'm going to try to do some more series on nutrition and working out. As the weather gets better, my activities get more towards the outside and less towards the gym. Oh, there we go. Yeah, one of my subscribers told me about doing a collaboration with a 64-year-old out in Arizona that does working out and that. I did reach out to him, and I might have him on my live stream from the gym one of these times. We got to do a little bit more communication, and then at least he can give you his input on what on he thinks. He's on YouTube, and maybe I'll try to get something together for him for next week. So everybody else, I want to thank you for stopping in. And remember, rest, nutrition, and proper exercise. And, it's worth cooking to eat good food. Stay out of the Burger Kings and McDonald's. That's not food. And there's nothing good about that food. I can lose 10 pounds in a week. I just need to cut my calories. I don't need a military diet. Oh, well, somebody else asked me about intermittent fasting. That's the big thing I see on the YouTubes and Facebook groups and that. And they said you should do this fasting. I'm not a fan of it. All right. The way I look at it, I fast for 8 hours every night because I'm not eating when I'm sleeping. When I lose weight, you reduce your calories, you increase your activity. But reducing those calories are more important. You can't work off a bad diet. And personally, I'm not a fan of it, of intermittent fasting. I don't think going 18 hours without food is a good idea. Yep. But if you do and you feel it does you well, go for it. Now, when you say you fast 10 hours every day, are you counting the 8 hours that you sleep? Randy? So do you include the 8 hours that you sleep? If you don't, then you're fasting for 18 hours. I think people kind of forget the obvious. We don't eat when we're sleeping. And your body is trying to repair everything during that time, and it needs to have the nutrition to do it. And if you fasted 10 hours before you went to bed, your body can't make those repairs, especially if you're active. Now, if you're not active, then I guess it's okay. Well, that would be my question, Randy. Does that 10 hours include 8 hours of sleeping or 10 hours of sleeping? There are times when I get busy, when I get up, it might be 4 hours before I eat. That would be 12 hours, yep. So 8 of it's sleeping. So everybody intermittent fast for 8 hours. I know you don't sleep till 11 a.m. because you're up. Listen to John and that. So that's not bad. But I need a breakfast to get myself active. I will have a lot more energy in about an hour now than I ate. Some of these people, they get up at 6 in the morning or whatever it is, but we'll just say 6, and they don't eat until 6 in the evening. Yeah, I'm sure it does. You kind of got to hear quite a bit what I think about that. I try to limit the news because it does. It gets you all upset. But the one opinion I have, one of many, but I cannot understand how all these people get, if these Democrats get reelected in 2024, the nation deserves to go to crap. If you're okay with the Democratic Party saying it's okay for me to say, oh, I'm Johnny, and go into a woman's sport and take away the hard work and their medals from women who've worked all their young adult life to exceed in the sport, and I come in because I'm ranked 200th in men, and I come in there and all of a sudden I'm number one, you don't have my vote just on that alone. They tried to, pass that trans ban. That's why you can't go into sports. I don't care if you make your own, if you want to do what the women did. They made their own league, make a trans league. I don't know what it is, Randy. The one thing is, hey, they stick together. No matter how stupid the idea, they all vote the same stupid way almost 99% of the time. But for them to sit there and vote against that bill is a slap in every woman's face. I am confused. If you are a husband or if you have a daughter that's in sports and you punch Democrat the next election, I am confused. I don't care how much you might hate Trump. You're an idiot and you deserve what the country is going to bring you. Because if you think this is as worse as it's going to get, they're going to keep going until you tell them no. And how do you tell them no? You don't vote for them. How this is even a discussion on Twitter, it just astounds me. How these people can even justify it. The level of stupidity has hit new heights. Can't define a woman, really? You won't. And there ain't enough of them to even count your votes. I don't know why they're concentrating on it. I just, like I said, series that I read, and they, one of the books about, when the one main character wanted to worship the emperor, and the emperor forbid it, so he found someone to worship. Always going to. Usually not a good idea. But, this is the only time I'll really throw an opinion. If you vote Democrat in 2024, then you don't care about women's rights. In sports or in anything. That a woman should have to sit there and worry about a biological male coming into their bathroom. Where do you get that from? And how do you support it? And how are you not sitting there and telling them you've lost my vote? I just don't understand. I'll leave it at that. All the other stuff I really don't have that strong of an opinion on, but that's one of them. Because I compete. And we have women competing in our sport, in the women's group. And I see how hard they work. Now, Minnesota says that I can go and compete in the women's area. And take away their records, which I would do. I'm number 4 in the world. I could destroy a woman's record by 200 pounds. Is it fair? Hell no, it's not fair. Yeah, I should do more of this. I said, well, I don't want to think I have to, but on this subject, I think I have to. In the Olympics, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, come on. Bad enough that they take steroids. Adult female human being drawing of a young woman. I don't understand that comment, but yeah, at least the Olympics for now have. But here as a country, we couldn't do that, and that's just ridiculous. Every Democrat voted against it. Every Democrat voted against it. If you are a woman who's in competition, if you have a daughter, I know Joni Friels is saying Beaverine, her daughter is a power lifter. And she definitely said that better not happen. Because you see that, she goes there to compete, put all that time and effort in, and it is a lot of time and effort to be in a competition form. It takes years, decades to get there. And sit there and get wiped out because of a biological males. Says, I have no self-esteem, so I'm going to compete as a woman so I can say I'm number one. And that's what it is. Woman. 2 X chromosomes. Man. XY chromosome. Period. So it's just, it's all up to y'all. Everyone's voting. So you have daughters, dude. You're voting Democrat? It's not smart. A world-class female sprinter can run faster than me. But you can't run faster than probably the top 100 male sprinters. That's what's happening. But they won't outbench me. And even though I don't train, to MMA fighting that, I could hurt them extremely bad because of the strength differential. It's night and day. They're going to get hurt. That's what's going to happen. Some of them have already gotten hurt. So it's just unfair. And then that Reigns, and they're trying to go against it, and then she gets attacked by they're clowns or just do anything you want. And you're trying to invent stuff to be oppressed about. Leave. Go to another country for a few years. Come back. Yep. Number 1 female tennis player. It is. I mean, it's not enough of that. Thanks for joining in. Participation for trophies. Yep. I covered that on Prepper Nation too. And they don't respect them. I mean, I watched the baseball team, the kids that won 9th place, half those trophies were in the garbage before they even made it to their car. First, second, third. And I tell you, the one time I got the 2nd place trophy motivated me even harder than getting the 1st place trophies. First, 2nd, and 3rd, that's it. Doesn't mean that you're a loser. This means that you didn't place in the top 3. You don't need a trophy. Maybe you need to do something else. Who knows? I won gold in Illinois. I'm going to try to win gold in Iowa for discus. Am I going to win it in nationals? Unlikely. But as long as I throw further than I did in Illinois or Iowa, I'll be happy with the result. They don't need to give me a medal for 8th place or whatever it'll be. All right, I'll feel fine if I threw more than 122 feet, 8 inches. That'll make me happy. So we'll go from there. I'm going to let this digest, and then I'm probably going to throw a discus. And possibly later on hit the gym, see if I have enough time. If I don't, no big deal. I can exercise at the work. I can slip it in there. But everybody, thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. Appreciate it. And everybody have a wonderful day.